What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another video in the how-to series, this time covering Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. As you can see, I do not have a 7-star Spider-Woman, so I will be using my 6-star rank 5 Ascended with a boost on to simulate what the damage of a 7-star rank 3, roughly, Spider-Woman would look like. Hopefully, making this video puts the energy out there. Maybe I can get her in my next Titan Crystal, who knows. But we're going to show off how to use her and also how to fight her. So let's get right into the offensive rotation as we always do. Let's talk about the signature ability first and foremost. This is incredibly impactful on offense. It makes her significantly faster and significantly safer to use in matchups where you could potentially be losing your Furies. So, when a personal Fury buff is consumed or nullified, she has up to a 100% chance to gain a Fury passive. The total amount of Fury buffs and passives cannot exceed 20. So if you have 8 Fury passives, you can only have 12 Fury buffs. And if you have 10, you can only have 10 of the others, so on and so forth. This is incredibly helpful for just consuming your own Furies during your normal rotation, and also if you're in a situation where you're getting nullified, your Fury buffs will become Fury passives. Additionally, intercepting the opponent has a 100% chance to grant a Fury buff, and when dodging back during a special, if you dodge too early, Spider-Woman will evade the last hit of that special. And I'll try and show that off maybe like against Onslaught. Essentially, if you dodge a little too early, she will auto evade and save you from getting hit by the special. It's very nice to have. It comes right at Sig 1. All the other abilities, Bullet Point 1 and Bullet Point 2, they scale with the Sig level, but that ability right there is just right out the gate. So, good stuff. So, Spider-Woman is immune to Poison, Neutralize, and Power Steal, and all personal effects except Stun and Power Gain are paused during any special attack. That means your special and the opponent's special. Fury buffs. She gains these Fury buffs for 15 seconds. They increase your attack rating by, I think, 10 or so percent. I'm not exactly sure what the actual number is. These Fury buffs' duration cannot be reduced and refresh on evade or when dodging a special attack with the Dexterity Mastery. Every 5 landed basic attacks, she gains a Fury buff, but if she starts a combo against a non-stunned opponent, critical hits in that counter will count as 2 hits. So if you start a combo against a non-stunned opponent and you land 1 crit, by the time you finish your combo, you'll need to only land 4 more hits in order to get another Fury buff. So, pretty nice there. Not like 100% necessary, but it incentivizes intercepting, and that ties right into the signature ability. And then when she's struck, she has a 20% chance to gain a Fury buff. Now, these debuffs that she inflicts. When she gains a buff, she inflicts a 8.33% debilitate debuff for 20 seconds, maxing out at 6 stacks. Against Mystic champions, these debuffs are severe debuffs, which means they cannot be shrugged off or purified. When a buff on Spider-Woman is nullified, staggered, or expires, she inflicts a non-stacking 50% Wither debuff for 1 second. When this Wither ends, she gains a Power Gain passive, granting her the power denied when it was active over 5 seconds. So this is like counteracting Mystic Dispersion to a certain degree. It doesn't shut it off completely, but it basically cuts the power gain the opponent would get in half because of that Wither. Very nice. Every 15 seconds, inflict an Ensnare debuff and a 100% severe Fumble debuff for 7 seconds. Now, this Fumble debuff is the most important thing to know about fighting her on defense. Outside of her evade, the Fumble debuff is the key. This timer pauses during Spider-Woman's special attacks, and as a defender, these debuffs cannot be inflicted during the opponent's special attack. So if you time your special attacks right, you will not get the Fumble or Ensnare debuff on you. As a defender, when the opponent activates his special attack, Fumble is removed. Additionally, Spider-Woman is more likely to use a special one while Fumble is active. So what Fumble does, I don't think there's an ability text to describe what the function is. Fumble turns off Dexterity during special attacks, so you can't Dex Spider-Woman's special attacks while she has the Fumble debuff on you. Pretty important to note because of that special one in particular. Now, Venom Blast. Personal shocks are instant and deal a burst of 300 damage. When a buff on Spider-Woman is nullified, inflict 2 instant shocks, so a little bit of a nullified punishment there. And then when Spider-Woman inflicts a shock or has one prevented by immunity, she inflicts a severe Power Sting debuff for 10 seconds. As a defender, Power Stings last for only 7 seconds. Power Stings deal an additional burst of damage, scaling with how much power the opponent has when they throw the special attack. Very similar, almost identical to Spider-Ham. So think of her as like a modern iteration of Spider-Ham, even though Spider-Ham's not that old. She's like a modern rendition of Spider-Ham with the power stings, with the power the opponent has when they throw a special attack. Her evade. For each non-damaging debuff on both champions, Spider-Woman has a plus 2% chance to evade incoming attacks, up to a max of 24%. The evade does not trigger when blocking. And when attacking an opponent that is unstoppable or an opponent that makes you miss, she gains an evade buff, which is just a safety net for, not getting hit by an unstoppable or a untouchable or, missing opponent. The special 1 inflicts the shocks. You'll see that in the rotation. The special 2 gains 5 Fury buffs on Spider-Woman and refreshes all of her current Fury buffs, or, just Fury buffs in general. And then the final hit of the special 2 inflicts a non-stacking 100% retribution passive for 20 seconds when attacking an unstoppable opponent or missing. Retribution refreshes itself. So it's just another way to keep up the effects when fighting unstoppable or missing opponents. And then the special 3 just inflicts a lot of power stings and gives you a nice energize to cycle up to like a special 2, get some big damage. Let's go fight Winter Soldier and also Captain Marvel to show off how to initially use her, and then I'll show her off in matchups where she's really going to shine, because she works in basically every level of health pool. She's great for short and medium form content, and with longer form content, you just need to recycle those Furies, building back up to your special 2. It's very easy to do, very easy to use, and she just has so much damage. So, as you can see, full 5-hit combo gives me a Fury. Doing another full 5-hit combo gives me another Fury. If I can land a combo here against a non-stunned opponent, as you can see, now I only need to land 3 hits because I landed 2 critical hits in that combo, and that pushed me above the threshold to gain the Fury counter. Another great thing you can do with Spider-Woman is increasing your own stun duration with the debilitates, which allows for increased basic combo. Increased basic combo hits. So instead of doing just a basic 5-hit combo from a parry, you can do an 8 or 9-hit combo depending on the amount of debilitates. I think it maxes out at 8 hits, but I might be wrong. So now I'm going to throw 2 special ones back to back. If he lets me, he didn't let me, but that's totally fine. All I'm going to do is throw another special one here. And Winter Soldier is almost dead. Yeah. Going for another full combo here. And then one more combo should do it. And with class disadvantage, a nice 27k crit on that medium attack. That was pretty good for, what is basically a 6-star ascended with some boosts to help her feel like a 7-star. It's not exactly a 7-star because challenger rating and stat focus is missing, but it's almost what the 7-star rank 3 would be looking like. So one thing I want to make clear, and so that I'd like to point out for the matchups going forward, is at the end of that Winter Soldier fight, you saw I did a 27k medium. That's significantly higher than what those medium crits would look like, especially with as low the Furies that I had at the end of the fight. Why that's happening is the Retribution passive from her special 2. It increases the damage the opponent takes during their special attack. So the first hit that you deal as a counter to the opponent's special is still technically within their special attack. So your first medium or first light or first hit of the heavy will deal double the damage than it would typically deal if you're just hitting them normally. Very nice piece of information there. It's not like this game-changing, game-breaking thing, but you'll notice in the Captain Marvel fight, when I go for the special 2 and then I go for counters after her special 1, that my medium attack is going to be dealing significantly more damage than all of my other mediums and all of my other basic attacks. Go for a medium-medium combo here with the debilitates. Again, just easier access to power with the extended combo. Medium-medium again. Go for a full combo here. There's the special 2. And watch this. Watch my medium. 24k and 12k. That was a perfect example of that. The Retribution passive increases the damage of that attack, of that initial attack, and it's very noticeable. So now if I can just block a couple of hits here, throw another special 1, there's 20 power stings, and Captain Marvel should be dead. That's exactly how most fights should go with Spider-Woman, ranging from short to medium form health pools. She can take them out in that single rotation. And if she's fighting an opponent that has like a little bit lower health in like side quest content or battlegrounds, it really only takes one special one and then maybe a combo. Obviously, if you can throw two special ones, that's great. But as you can see right there, that was 550,000 health in 46 seconds. Special 2, special 1, special 1. Baiting the special 2 from Captain Marvel. Of course, having 2 bars of power increases the power sting damage, and there you go. Very nice. So let's go test her out in some other content, specifically her best matchup being Enchantress. She's more or less made to counter Enchantress very well. Those debilitate debuffs prevent Enchantress from reflecting the damage of her spells up to 6. So if you have 6 debilitates and Enchantress has 6 spells, she will not reflect any damage, and she will also not reduce any damage as well. Very, very nice. She's incredibly good for Enchantress. So, fair warning, this is not going to be the most accurate representation of this fight because I'm not using a 7-star rank 3 or 7-star rank 4. So, like I said, let's get right into it now. She's still going to do incredibly well for this Enchantress, but it's just not going to be as reflective as what it could be with the 7-star rank 3 or 7-star rank 4. Go for medium, full 5-hit combo. And as you can see, she's going to gain 3 spells, and I'm just going to keep hitting her normally. Thanks for the hits. The evade just saved me. Throw my special 2. She's going to gain 3 more spells. No problem. Throw my relic. Do a full combo. Throw my special 1. And that's all she wrote, and that was a 6-star with boost, 46 seconds, ignore the combo where she clipped me there. That's about as good as it gets for Enchantress. That's relatively what it's going to look like using Spider-Woman against Enchantress. She just shuts her down so well. And one thing that I'll try and show off in this Enchantress fight, I'll also give her a little bit of health here, so it's like we're fighting brand new, is that signature ability Evade that she has. That's pretty cool. That signature ability Evade that she has can save you on dexing the final hit of Enchantress's special 1. So, let's see if I can show that off in this specific video. Oh, look at that. There's the Evade, saving us from potentially getting hit by Enchantress during the miss. I have 3 debilitates, so even if I didn't remove these spells, I would be completely fine. Now I have the 6 debilitates. Okay, that was still too early. I'm trying to show off the evade from the Sig. Let me get a little intercept here. Or I guess I don't really need to intercept because the 6 debilitates are keeping me safe. I'm trying to, like, land it, and it doesn't want to give it to me. Alright, throw a special 2 here. Nice little intercept. Let's go for a full combo into a special 1, and then I'll bait a blocked hit on Enchantress here. Light attack, special 1 again, and this might do it right here. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, Spider-Woman's so legit. I mean, that was almost 200,000 more health, and it was only 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds slower, and it's not even slower, you know, because it's more health. It was only 20 seconds more, not even, to take out 600,000 health from this Enchantress. Again, with not even a proper 7-star Spider-Woman. This is a 6-star ascended with a boost to simulate what it could look like to be using the 7-star. Let's go fight another great matchup for Spider-Woman, and that's Man-Thing. So Spider-Woman is immune to poison, and like we've already mentioned, if one of her Fury buffs is nullified from this signature ability, it just turns into a passive. So Man-Thing can nullify my Furies. Doesn't necessarily matter though, because he gets punished for nullifying them. So nullify all you'd like, Man-Thing, because all it's going to do is make me stronger and make you take a lot more damage. Alright, go for a little full combo here into an intercept. Special 2. Get the Retribution passive. Dash in. I'm not critting for a lot because Man-Thing doesn't take any additional damage from critical hits. But doesn't necessarily matter. Throw my special 1. And then I'll throw another special one. And that will be all she wrote for Man-Thing. Probably from this special one itself, yeah, because the special attack itself deals instant shock damage. So, yeah, not going to complain about that at all. 50 seconds for a rank 4 Man-Thing with the 6-star Spider-Woman. Yeah, pretty solid. Let's go fight the big and then the bigger Man-Thing, and then we can show off how to fight Spider-Woman on defense and some of the best champions to fight her with. Go for another full combo here. The Intercept is very nice for Spider-Woman because it allows her to immediately start with the potential to gain more of those charges for future Fury buffs from combos. So if you're doing the Intercept, it's very nice for Spider-Woman. Right there, perfect showcase of the signature ability Evade. I was a little early on dexing the special 2, or dexing the special 1, and the signature ability Evade saved me. Again, right there, saved me once again. So there's a very nice showcase of why the Evade is so nice, so useful. One more time, perfect, 3 times in a row. It's just incredibly nice to have. Let's throw the special one more time, and then bait a blocked hit. Okay, no problem. I was going to try to bait a blocked hit so I could get him to throw the special 2 with 20 power stings, but it's no big deal. One more full combo into the special 1, and Man-Thing's going to be dead. There you go. There's another Man-Thing taken down in 1 minute 10 by Spider-Woman. Let's go fight the bigger Man-Thing, the biggest of them all. Probably like 1.5 million health. Yeah. And then we can show off how to fight Spider-Woman on defense. Ideally, you're building up to your special 2 at around 2.5, 2.6 bars of power, throwing it, and then throwing as many special ones as you can before the opponent throws a special attack to deal as many bursts of power sting as you possibly can. Go for a medium combo. Special 2. Go for a little intercept to give me even more furies. Throw the Ant-Man relic. That's the best relic for her, FYI. Special 1, consume my furies. That's a lot of power sting. That was like 400,000 damage right there. You'll love to see it. And now, you just cycle right back to that special 2. And you do it all again. And it's pretty magnificent. Actually, I'll throw a special 1 before the Retribution expires just to get the extra bit of damage. Yeah, a nice casual additional 150,000 damage. The evade saving me again. You can see just how useful that evade is. Just having it is so nice. Okay, so it does look like the 8-hit combo is as high as you can get with the debilitates. Get back to the special 2. Block that, it's no big deal. Throw the special 1. And another special 1. That should do it. There you go. 1.5 million health Man-Thing in less than 2 minutes from the 6-star Spider-Woman. Yeah, I cannot complain at all, man. You cannot knock that. She's an animal. She's an absolute animal. Now, let's take a pivot and let's go learn how to fight Spider-Woman on defense. So, Spider-Woman on defense. The primary thing you have to worry about is the fumble debuff preventing you from dexing her special attacks, and also her evade. Her evade is a little inconsistent because it's only a 24% chance, but you can play around it, obviously, with evade characters, or characters that bypass evade, like Nick Fury, Venom, Scream, Okoye. All the champions I'm showing you right now are fantastic for Spider-Woman. And also, if you want to use someone like Stark-Enhanced Spider-Man and just parry heavy, you can do that too. So let me get, I think this is probably fine. These 4 are probably the best to show off against Spider-Woman. So now let's fight Spider-Woman on defense. The 2 primary things you have to worry about when fighting her on defense are the fumble debuff that gets placed on you every 15 or so seconds. You can avoid that by throwing a special attack when the timer would expire, and also just her generic evade by having debuffs on herself and also having debuffs on you. So, I'm going to bait a special one here and show you that it can be dexed. It is a dexable special attack. And of course, using Venom, she can't evade even if she wanted to. So there's the dex on the special one. I don't recommend countering it unless you're super duper close to her. And as you can see, I throw my special one. The fumble timer does not go off. I have some power stings on me, but it's totally fine. Venom is preventing the evade, so I can just hit her, build up to a special 2, bait that out. And there's a special 2 from Venom. And there goes Spider-Woman. So that was a rank 3 Venom versus a rank 4 Spider-Woman. 42 seconds. Venom absolutely crushes her. So good for this fight. Genuinely just amazing for this fight. Now, let's look at some other options. Ideally, any character that can prevent or bypass evade is going to be the best for Spider-Woman. That's her, most prevalent defensive threat is the constant evade. So if you can get around the evade, you've gotten around most of the defensive threat of Spider-Woman. You just need to ideally bait that special 2 and not bait special 1 if you can avoid it. If you can avoid it, with only baiting special 2s, you're never going to have a problem with Spider-Woman dealing that additional chip damage to you. So Okoye has the Ensnare debuff, which is preventing the evade, and all I need to do is, honestly, I could throw a special 1 right now and prevent the fumble from being applied. And Okoye is just ridiculous. She's just absolutely ridiculous. That was like 20 seconds. Yeah, 25 seconds with a rank 4 Okoye. She is also incredible for Spider-Woman. One of the best options, for sure. The Ensnare, the debuff she's not immune to. Okoye just has it all for Spider-Woman. So another character that's just great for her is Scream. So with Scream, you do have to sort of play it in a little bit of a different way with handling your madness. Ideally, you build up a lot of madness prior to the fight really getting going. So you could do a couple of heavy attacks at the start, but then you want to do some light ending combos prior to that initial special 1 so that you have a lot of madness to prevent Spider Champions from evading. So now I'm going to do a light ending combo, and you see right there, there's the evade from Spider-Woman. Throw my special 1. Gonna try to get another lightning combo. Throw my special 2. And there you go. So while the evade is still a little prevalent with Scream, especially considering mine is not SIG 200, that was still a very fast fight. I didn't even build up to all of my madness. And yeah, she handles that fight very, very well. The last champion I'll show off here is Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. The name of the game with Stark Spidey is doing as little hits as possible to deal the most amount of damage. Kind of playing it like you would play Stark Spidey against Bullseye or Stark Spidey against someone like Tuma, where you're trying to minimize the amount of hits you do. Stark Spidey versus Spider-Woman is a very similar fight. You want to build up to your 10 poise charges, and then ideally you can go for like a combo or 2 at the start, but then you throw your heavy attack and power drain Spider-Woman, and then you just primarily heavy spam for the most part. Building up to 10 poise. Alright, we're at 10 poise now, so now I can go in for a combo. Going for a little 8-hit combo. Heavy attack. Special 1 to prevent the fumble from being applied. Now I'm going to build up more poise charges. I'm going to bait a heavy attack here, or just bait a combo. That was on me. Should not have done that. Throw another heavy attack. And as you can see, I tried to dex with the fumble, and that doesn't work. So there's a good example of why dexing with the fumble, it's like instinctive. You want to dex it, but with the fumble, you can't dex it. So ignoring the mistake I made there, it's kind of good to educate, to show what it looks like and, how punishing it can be. That was still fine. Let's show off one more champion against Spider-Woman. Let's show off Bullseye. Bullseye is pretty great for Spider-Woman. You just have to spam that special 1 as often as possible to keep up your true accuracy to prevent Spider-Woman from evading. The more special 1s you throw, the less you have to worry about Spider-Woman's evade because of that true accuracy. So I'm going to build up to a special one right now. She evades that. Doesn't matter. I have the true accuracy now, so she cannot evade anymore. Going to build up to another special one to prevent the fumble. Go for another full 4-hit combo, baiting a little heavy attack, or just baiting a combo, whatever works. And as you can see, Bullseye very easily deals with Spider-Woman. Literally, with the equal ranks, that was 2.5 special ones, 36 seconds. Bullseye gets the job done against Spider-Woman. He's very, very good. So that's all it's going to be for the Spider-Woman showcase, how to use and how to fight. Hopefully one day I can get the 7-star Spider-Woman so I can do a full rank 4 showcase of this champion because I love her so much. She is one of my favorite champions released in the entire game. And yeah, hopefully one day I can snag the 7-star. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider dropping me a like and also hitting subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.